Lil CC on the beat. Yeah.
Welcome, guys, to the first heist of the Knowledge Heist podcast / YouTube. I'm here with my boy D, right here, best barber in town, and our first guest, Eric Flores. I'm gonna let him introduce himself in a little bit. Just want to restate the purpose of this podcast. We want to interview individuals who are either entrepreneurs, business owners, intellects, just people who are open-minded, willing to have a valid conversation with us, and just hack into their mind and steal their knowledge and share it with you guys. So that being said, welcome to the show, Eric. Tell the people what you do, bro.
So my name's Eric Flores. Grew up here in Hollister, live in Hollister my whole life. I do video, anything from weddings, music videos, event recaps, anything media related. And yeah, that's pretty much what I do.
Yeah, bro. So, I've worked alongside you for a while, bro. You've done videos for OD here at the shop. I like your style, bro. It's very unique. It's not, there's a lot of videographers out there. I bet you get inspired by them.
Yeah.
But I like your own style and flow, so. Did you always see yourself doing that though, like videography, or like
Videos?
what were you like? Yeah. Like, how did you get into it?
All right, so damn, it goes way back then. Since as a little kid, I was always into like, I remember the big old VHS cameras, as a little kid.
With the a handle, right?
My dad bought one like before we went to Mexico. The first time we went to Mexico together, I was like 4 or 5 years old. And he bought one just to record because that was his first time going back to Mexico since he came to the U.S. And then me just picking it up, I'm like, dude, this is cool. But he wouldn't let me use it because it was hella expensive back then, And he thought I was going to break it and all that. And just whenever I got the chance, I would like use it and stuff like that. And I don't know, I was just always into videos. My parents would be recording and I always like try to be in the spotlight. Like I'd get jealous, like, oh, they were recording my little sister more. Like I'd make them point the camera at me. So I was always into like video stuff.
Yeah.
And as of like when I started making my first videos, I remember my first ever phone that I got that actually was able to record videos was the Sony Ericsson. It was this little like Sony it was like the first like where you can like make beats, record and stuff like that. So
that was your first like camera.
So I used to like skate. So I had my little cousin like record me doing like all these kickflips, and I put like a Lil Wayne song in the background and stuff like that. And then I just edit and just watch it through my phone, and that's kind of like the first like videos I started.
That's crazy. That's pretty crazy because you had that influence as a young child, just looking at your dad, and then you wanted the spotlight, and then you had your first like form of media, which was your phone.
Yeah,
that's pretty interesting. How do you feel about it now, dude? Like, would you say you kind of developed it into a skill? Like, is it more of a passion or something more of like a pastime type of thing? You do business with it. You help people make music videos and stuff, but. Does it drive you to become better? Do you think?
Oh yeah, all the time. Yeah. Like after each video, I'm like, all right, what can I do to make my next video better? So like after shooting each video, I look back like, oh man, I could have done this. Yeah. So next time, that's why it's like a learning experience. Like from one video, I'm like, all right, next time I know I gotta do this differently.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of like it's like a hobby of mine. It doesn't feel like a business if I'm doing it for money, because like when I'm behind the cameras, it's just fun to me,
Yeah.
And it's just like a hobby of mine that I just enjoy doing.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. What do you think about that, OD? Like, as you from like a barber perspective, like, I guess you could relate from the business perspective too. It became more of like a passion, right?
Yeah. Well, I used to see Eric here come to the shop, and he would tell me, oh, I shoot videos, and I was like, all right, that's cool. But I never really looked into videographers. Like, I've never met anybody, personally.
Yeah.
And then when I seen him, and then he's all like, yeah, I'll shoot a video for you. I was like, yeah, handle it. And he started showing me little clips of him. I think the first one that I remember you shooting, like, legit with your own setup, was at that car meet. Remember?
The Bellotto Park,
Park, and I seen him, and I seen his
whole setup.
His whole setup, and everybody was just staring at him.
Yeah.
And the whole attention was on him. He didn't know that because he was shooting it. But people were looking at him, people were talking about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, dude, this guy, like, I had never seen anything in Hollister like it. So I was like, damn, dude, I think this is the first guy I ever see taking, like, the camera, aspect, like, seriously.
To that level.
Because I remember I told him, I was like, how much was your what was it? What's it called?
Stabilizer?
Yeah, the stabilizer. He's all like, I think it was like $1,200?
It was $1,300. After taxes, like $14.
And to me, I was like, holy, because it's not my area, It's like, I was like, damn, $1,300 for that. It just holds the camera.
Yeah.
And then he started telling me, oh, it does this and all that. So I started thinking, like, damn, if this guy spent $1,300 on just something that holds the camera, damn, dude, imagine what he's gonna be doing, like, with that technology, and then people people tend to respect you a little bit more when you have quality stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And that's what I can remember from Eric when he first started.
Definitely, dude.
And
I remember
now,
that.
like I seen the scale.
Yeah.
In a short period of time.
Like over a year.
It has
Yeah,
like a year, and he's already shooting celebrities and stuff.
Yeah. Nah, but no, it's true though. Like, kind of going off of that, bro. Like, how do you see yourself? Like, you just said right now, like over a span of a year, bro. Like, if you reflect back in that year, do you feel more comfortable doing it?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Do you feel like, I mean, you've came out a lot of artists already, bro. Like local artists. You've worked with people already. You have. I see your social media, man. You got influences from like Oregon. You got influence from LA. Like, how do you feel like when you look back this past year, bro? Especially, I want the reason why I wanted to ask this question is because I want to know if there was any setbacks, bro, any failures throughout this whole year where you felt like, man, I could have done better, or I didn't deliver what I wanted to do. You know what I mean? So, like, as a creative, bro, like, I don't know, do you take accountability for that stuff? Like, do you feel like, damn, I fucked up? How can I do better?
Yeah,
Or
I mean, like I said, it's always like, I always look back, I'm like, man, I could have done this a lot better. But, I mean, everything's a learning experience, but, like, to take it back how you said, what were you saying, like, a year ago?
Yeah, like, reflect back on this last year, because you just said right now, like, that car meet was what, like, about a year?
It was the end of 2017.
Okay, so it's been over more than a year then.
Yeah.
But from that, let's take that day till now. Like, look back at all the videos and content you've made, and the skill and the practice you put into it. Like, how do you feel? Like, what kept you going, and what setbacks almost like made you think like maybe I don't want to do this? You know what I'm talking about? Did you ever have that feeling? Like,
I never really had the feeling like, oh man, I don't really want to do this. It's
Yeah.
just kind of like, it was just so exciting for me. Like I said, like I'm the happiest when I'm behind the camera.
Yeah.
Like, just going out to shoot, like that's like my party time. I would say, like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what I enjoy. Like
Exactly.
other than work, like that's my place to get away. You know, from
Definitely.
everything. And a year ago, like if I were to look back on the car meet day, it was just crazy though because it was a funny story though because I was at school and the meet was a Saturday morning. And I used to, there's this one videographer, like, he's like the biggest videographer in the car scene.
Uh-huh.
He goes by the name Crispy Media.
Okay.
And I'd watch him, like, shoot, like, car events and all that stuff. And he had the Ronin, the stabilizer. And I'd shoot, like, with my phone, like, my iPhone, just, like, practicing with my car. You know, trying to be as stable and everything.
Yeah.
But then, I remember I was like, man, I really want to, like, get into, like, start
so
taking
he was
this
like
more
your influence almost? Like,
yeah,
kinda like,
that's what kind of
okay.
started me, Crispy Media. Just seeing him shoot, like, all this car stuff with the stabilizer, just seeing how, like,
Smooth it was?
Smooth it was.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, like, I want to be able to do that. And then the car meet was on a Saturday, I believe. Yeah, Saturday morning. I remember I requested a day off because I was like, I want to go there and shoot that event. And it was for my homie Gio, the one that passed away.
Yeah, bro, rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace, Gio. And it was I was at school on a Thursday, and when my homie Pablo,
Yeah.
we sat next to me, and I was like, dude, I kind of want to just like buy it, you know, and just I was like, should I buy it so I can start recording like the show on Saturday?
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know, bro. You do whatever you want. And then the shipping, like the free shipping from Best Buy was gonna take like a week. But I was like, oh hell no, I'm just gonna pay like next day. So I paid like an extra $100 so I can get it shipped the next day. So it'd be here like it was gonna get delivered on Friday, and then I have it Saturday. And so I ended up paying like it was like $1,500 in total. And I bought it. And then
crazy,
I'm all excited. I'm like, Friday, the package is already home. I'm looking up on YouTube how to set up the stabilizer and everything. I had no clue how to use it.
You were just you just ordered it?
I ordered it, looked up the tutorial, how to balance it, everything.
Damn.
And then just took it the next day.
So then we would say that event was like your first legit like stabilized
Yeah, that
like
was the first
experience.
that's the first time I ever used it.
Damn, bro, and then you're over here looking at him like, damn, this guy's. That's what I like about that, bro, because like in his eyes, he saw you differently than how you, because you came off like that. Not that you came off like, oh, I know what I'm doing, but you went, like the fact that you did 1 day shipping, bro, just showed that you were determined to do it. You went to go do it, and then look at what happened, bro.
Yeah.
And then a year later, boom. So it's like, I would like to do the metaphor, like you planted the seed the day you ordered your stabilizer, got it the next day, and then you flourished, you became who you are now, bro. And that's crazy, bro, because that's what happens, and now you have all these connections, bro.
Yeah,
and like, do you look back at that, bro? Do you ever sit down and think to yourself?
No, I
about
always
that?
do. I'm like, damn, like if it wasn't for the decisions I made, I wouldn't be where I'm at.
Dude, that's
like for
crazy.
example, like the day when we went to the barber battle.
Yeah.
Remember that guy we met from
Yeah,
Chico?
yeah,
That
dude.
connection I got me the show with Nefta Farrow and all those, and the show with Mike
Yeah,
Sherman.
dude.
If I would have never gone to the barber battle with OD, I would have never made that connection.
Damn, bro, that's crazy,
it's just,
bro.
It's just
I
crazy
remember
how
that
everything
day.
works, you know, like.
What do you think about that, bro? Because I know me and you talk about it, bro, a lot, like the law of attraction, and then like how things are supposed to plan out, right? Like what do you have to say about that? Like,
I mean, to me, the way I see it is like, a lot of people say like, oh, everything happens for a reason, and that's how I feel about it, because like he says, if I would have never gone, well, if I would have never invited him, he wouldn't have gone either. But I seen something now, like, man, this guy can. It's a win-win for everybody. That's the thing about networking and having friends and bringing people on. He was gonna do something for me, which is shoot a video, and at the same time, I knew that he was gonna get exposure, which he did, and it was just a win-win, you know. And everybody, that's what I see like about doing this. It's like we're sharing Eric's story. Like, hopefully, one thing that you guys pick up from this would be enough to get you guys going. Like, he took that decision of paying that extra $100 for shipping. I wouldn't have done it, but he did it.
Crazy,
you know?
bro.
So like the way I see it, I'm like, damn, like it's just crazy how like we met this guy and then all of a sudden he's like, you know,
he is who he is, right?
He is who he is now,
Definitely.
and he's shooting, you know, big events now, and now you're getting into the
weddings. Weddings is a whole different game, man.
Yeah, man.
It's fun though.
So talk about that, bro. Like the shift. Like obviously, like I know your whole focus is like the hip hop scene, right? It's more your style. But then you're going into a different sector, which is weddings, bro, which is a whole different ball game, right? How do you feel about that? Like, was there pressure, bro? Are you nervous?
Yeah, the first ever wedding I did was I want to say like 2 months ago, around there.
Yeah.
And I was pretty nervous because I'm like, man, I don't know what you expect. You know, it's like it's a big thing. It's someone's wedding. You can't just like a music video. You can be like, oh, we messed up. Let's shoot it again.
Yeah.
You can't reshoot a wedding.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You only
Yeah,
have
true.
one time to shoot it. You know.
So
and like,
do you feel like you focus more? Like, do you feel more focused doing that, or is it something that you're gonna build up? Like, are you gonna continue doing weddings?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I kind of want to just do like everything. I don't just want to do like the music scene of like videos. I want to do like business related videos, music videos, weddings. You know, just of everything.
Yeah.
So how do you see that? Like, cause like I have a question for you. So, like, you were all into the music scene, right? Because that's like the hip hop culture. Barbering is almost somewhat related, but then you jump into something that's not your area, your expertise. How do you feel when you jump into something that's not, when you're stepping out of your comfort zone? How does that make you feel after you shoot the video and everything? When you go back home, like, how do you feel about yourself? Like, I want you to express to me like how you feel. Like, okay, I did this. Do you feel like now you can do more stuff, or why do you do it? Why is it that you're jumping from one thing to another and not sticking to just one
to
thing?
kind of just like expand. Like I said, I just don't want to focus on the music scene. I want to have work from every single category that I can, you know. And after like shooting a weddings are very fun, you know. Like I've told you when you were cutting my hair, like everyone's very happy. It's a whole different like vibe. You know, to like music videos, everyone like pointing guns, smoking, and all that stuff. To like weddings, you know, everyone's just happy, you know, all dressed up. You know, it's just a whole different vibe, and it's crazy though because when I'm recording, I just have a smile on my face the whole time during weddings. Because everyone's just so happy. It's just a whole different environment.
Definitely. I like what he said though. Like, explain that. Like, how do you feel though? Like, do you feel like you can do it, or like do you feel like, man, I should just stick to what I usually do? Like, because you're going out of your comfort zone to do something completely different. Because sometimes I felt like this before, like, man, I try something new, but like I rather stick to what I'm good at instead of keep expanding. Like, how do you feel? Like, do weddings really like catch your attention like that?
Yeah, for sure, because it's like a whole new like learning experience. Because like from music videos, when I first started, I didn't know anything. I didn't know how to record, like what settings to use, and nothing like that. So like with weddings, it's like kind of like a whole new journey. Like I just started learning from no knowledge of weddings. Yeah. So now I'm like, all right. I'm going on YouTube. What can I do better to improve my stuff? So it's just like a whole new like. I enjoy learning new things. Yeah. So when like I like starting from the bottom. Like, okay, my first wedding, it came out pretty clean. Everything was pretty cool. But I'm like, all right, now what can I do to make my next one better? Definitely. So it's just all a learning experience.
Yeah, bro, definitely. That's cool, bro. Cause like, I respect what you do, bro. It takes a lot of creativity and time, bro. I remember reaching out to you, bro, and saying like, hey, bro, can you teach me some of the stuff you know? And you told me, like, honestly, bro, I don't have time. But, bro, everything I learned was on YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube, so, that's like YouTube University, bro. So, I graduated from YouTube.
Exactly, bro. That's what I'm talking about. It's a lot easier now. I feel like in the tech world, bro, I feel like since we grew up in it, there's a lot of stigma, meaning like, bro, technology's bad. But just like right now, you said YouTube University, bro, it's free education, right?
Anyone can learn anything, bro.
Exactly. And we've had conversations about that, about the school system. You said, like, let's talk a little bit about that, bro, because I've had a conversation about you and like the pressure your parents put on you. And I remember, hey, bro, like, do you feel like, are your parents pressuring you? Like, do your parents like what you do? How do they see it? And you told me, like, your mom one day told you, like, you know, maybe you should go to school and get a secure job. So how do you feel about that now? Do you still feel true to yourself? Like, I'm doing what I love. It's paying me. It doesn't feel like a job, but my parents want me to have a security net. Like, what can you say about that, bro? Like, how do you keep balance, bro, without getting like too overwhelmed? I'm not saying you can't get overwhelmed, but how do you kind of like separate that?
I mean,
bro?
I still have that like
pressure
at times because I'm times like, man, like I like, because with this freelancing video stuff, like, it's like you don't have like a secure income, so whatever work you put in, that's like you're gonna get paid. Compared to like a secure job, like, oh, just go in,
put your 9
hours, you get your check every week, every 2 weeks or whatever. And at first my parents, I mean, they were never really like supportive, like, oh yeah, do it, but they were never really against it. They're just like, oh, you know, it's just like a whole new, like, this little,
like, just leave them type of thing. Cool. Yeah, definitely, bro. So yeah, I don't want to cut you off, but we're gonna take a little break right now, stretch a little bit, but as you can see, he's getting pretty good. He's got some good insight on what he does. We're gonna get a little deeper after the break, so stay tuned. All right.